in the French capital.
Put out a statement on its Amak news agency, which goes out in Telegram chat and on the internet. And the group immediately gave a pseudonym for the shooter, Abu Yusuf al-Belgiki, which normally would indicate that he's Belgian. Soon after the Arabic language statement went out, the group sent one out in French, describing it as an attack, quote, in the heart of Paris.
Prosecutor Francois Moulin said that investigators have verified the identity of the gunman in Thursday night's attack and are trying to determine whether he had accomplices. Iran is failing to fulfill the spirit of its nuclear deal with world powers, according to President Trump.
I think they are doing a tremendous disservice to
Hello, Wayne.
an agreement that was signed. It was a terrible agreement. It shouldn't have been signed. It shouldn't have been negotiated the way it was negotiated. I'm all for agreements, but that was a bad one.
Of Northern California after being found with her 50-year-old health science teacher. Cad Cummins surrendered to sheriff's deputies without incident in Cecilville, California, hours after they had set up surveillance on his vehicle in the area. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation Director Mark Gwynn.
At the end of the day, she's 15 years old. She's 15 years old. She's a young girl that's with a grown man that's 50 years old. So he needs to be held accountable for kidnapping this girl.
Arkansas was poised Thursday to conduct its first execution since 2005 after officials scrapped the third of 8 lethal injections that had been planned before the end of the month in the face of court challenges. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 174 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Have you been getting nervous about the overbought securities market? What about possible government intervention in your retirement options? Or the slow death of the U.S. dollar, with China waiting in the wings to pounce as the new reserve currency? If you answered yes, then you probably know these factors are creating a perfect storm that could cause gold and silver prices to soar. The time might be right for you to consider rolling your retirement fund into gold. The Hartford Gold Group has built its reputation on helping individuals and families diversify and protect their wealth with precious metals. If you're looking for options
Hello,
to
Wayne.
protect your retirement fund, then call the Hartford Gold Group now at 844-351-GOLD. We'll rush your special edition tax loophole guide to show you the advantages of rolling your retirement funds into gold. Call 844-351-GOLD and claim your free gold and tax loophole guide. That's 844-351-GOLD. Or visit us on the
Yeah, I'm here.
at Hartford.
Oh, there you are.
Call 8.
Does not have confidence.
How about now?
This medical
You hear it now?
history of
Is it gone? Okay. We're good. We're good. How you doing? Yes. It makes it a little bit easier. Plus, they get to hear the commercials and stuff. Man, that's low. You low. You know that, right? Can you hear me? Eric. Yeah. Your side is low. I can barely hear you. That's better. Yeah, that's good. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Wayne Dupree Show. I'm your host, Wayne Dupree, here on War Radio. We are America Radio. Glad to be back on RSBN. We were gone last night, and for those of you that follow me on social media, you know why. We want to give a shout out to those that are listening on Spreaker, also ktouth.com. Red Nation Rising, and our home station right now is CRN Digital Talk for what they're doing right now. Let me. This is last night. If you listen to the radio show we did radio last night. I'm starting up a new segment called Wayne's Talk, and then I want to give you a couple of. I want to break down some of the stuff that has been on my mind today before we get into the show. I just saw that Julian Assange is reportedly, or the U.S. is reportedly preparing charges against WikiLeaks Julian Assange. Now, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I know Mike Pompeo from the CIA, who's head of the CIA, came out last week and threw Assange under the bus after he had tweeted out for Assange last year during the election. Now, it makes you look like a hypocrite, Mr. Pompeo, if you are calling out WikiLeaks and Julian Assange, especially if you were in support of them last year. Now, I support WikiLeaks. I do. I support them because, first off, they've never been wrong. The stuff that they do give out is stuff that is given to them. And it seems like, the report is saying that it started with the Obama administration. Okay, well, that's fine. If it started with the Obama administration, let it end with the Obama administration. I don't know what's your end game with going after WikiLeaks. They are releasing the information that somebody's given them. Even if you remove WikiLeaks, there are so many names and so many people out there right now that's going to release this information. They're going to give it to somebody else. See, you're going after the wrong bunny. You're going after the wrong animal. WikiLeaks is just a vehicle. They're not doing a whole lot of investigating. They are taking the information, though, and they are sifting through it, and they're releasing it, yes. But like I said, you remove them, somebody else is going to do it. Even if it's on these walls, even on these social media walls and different, they're going to do it. Now, I don't now. I do want to preface that with I don't know if this story is real because CNN is reporting it. Some of the other liberal media is Washington Post. But you better be careful. You better be careful who you going after because it could come back and bite you in the end. That's my take, Wayne's take here on the Wayne Dupree Show. When we come back, the Godfather of War Radio, Mr. Hutch Bailey Jr., will be joining us. We're going to get into it. We got some people already on the call, on the phone lines waiting here on the Wayne Dupree Show. We'll be right back. Yeah, I mean, that's how I say it. They aren't breaking. Well, they're breaking the news, but people are giving it to them. Hutch, you on the line?
Yeah.
All right. Now you really sound gone. Now, are you remote?
No. I'm in my studio. I mean, I'm not on Skype. I'm calling in on the phone call. You got the channel turned up?
Yeah, it's fine. I tried. I sent you a Facebook earlier, but I was trying to do a sound check real quick. You sounded low for it.
Yeah, they can't hear me, I guess. I mean, everything's normal here. I don't know.
There you go. Well, I mean, you were just right just a while ago. You were just right there for a second.
Okay. Everybody's asking me what's wrong. Why are you asking me what's wrong?
No, that's just Hutch's mean face.
No, they've been watching me. I'm just sitting there waiting to talk.
Yeah, for those that are just joining, we do a monologue. I mean, I'm doing a monologue just at the beginning. So that's what we're doing from now on. We did it last night. We're gonna do it for the rest of the time. If you can't hear the commercials, it's because we're doing live radio right now. So for you getting the back view of what's going on. Okay, the people on Spreaker. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Wayne Dupree Show. I'm your host, Wayne Dupree, and we are happy to have you here with us. For those that are watching us on the RSBN network, right now, again, we are doing the radio side, the radio portion. So you won't be able to hear the commercials that we're broadcasting live right now. But you can hear what's going on behind the scenes, which is a little bit more cooler because, we might go a little bit extra with somebody and we have to do a hard break and you might get to hear extra stuff that we usually don't, that Spreaker won't be able to hear. So it's kind of cool. We got the Godfather of War Radio, Mr. Hutch Bailey Jr., on the line. What's up, Hutch?
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Wayne. How's everybody doing on this fine Thursday evening?
I started off the show talking about the WikiLeaks situation. I just don't understand why they're going after Julian Assange. I don't understand that. And if you heard me earlier, WikiLeaks is not breaking into different things and get this information. You agree?
I do agree. I think there's two different camps here. I think that we learned a lot from WikiLeaks, but WikiLeaks didn't get the information. WikiLeaks just provided the information to the public. I mean, you got one guy in jail that thinks he's a woman. Bradley Manning's in jail. He should have been executed already for what he did. I mean, that was a uniformed member that was on duty in another country. And then you have Snowden. Now, while I'm glad that I got to know what was in the emails or whatever, it's starting to get pretty doggone serious now.
Yeah.
With the stuff that's coming out about the tactics of the CIA, and I think we have to protect our national secrets. Every country has secrets, and we have to protect ours. I mean, I didn't like Barack Obama, but Barack Obama was the president of the United States, and when he's talking about things that affect national security, he ought to be protected. Every president ought to be protected.
No, I agree. And again, I just don't understand what what Pompeo was doing last week. Somebody tweeted out, hey, he was in support of WikiLeaks before, and now all of a sudden, boom, WikiLeaks is a enemy of the empire. Different. I'm like,
yeah.
What in the world is going on with you, man? I mean, is that what happens when you go to Washington D.C.? You really change everything who you are. I mean, honestly, I don't want that. I don't want that. And WikiLeaks really is the only thing honest. Well, other than Project Veritas, James O'Keefe. Other than James O'Keefe, WikiLeaks is really the only truthful thing we got it going on out there.
No, you're right, and I understand. I don't know. I think the government has become too big. I think there's people in the government that are not elected officials that are intimidating people like Pompeo.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? We'll never know the story. We got to drain the swamp.
We do. Let's see. What is this? Connecticut. Is this right? Connecticut is calling in. They want to talk about Donald Trump, though. Connecticut, real fast. What do you want to say about Donald Trump?
He got pissed on in Russia.
All right. Thank you so much. Did you hear that?
I did. I mean, some people don't have anything else to do.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, we got Indiana. Indiana is going in another direction. Caller, what are you calling in about again? This Gotham Shield?
Yes, it's called Operation Gotham Shield, and it's supposedly happening next week. And I read the details, and it's basically they're gonna try and use an EMP drill on New York and New Jersey. A 10 kiloton nuclear weapon is gonna explode over New York and New Jersey.
All right, thanks a lot, caller.
It's gonna be a good weekend.
Good the heck. Okay, hey, call it in then. I whatever.
Hey, did you see those chemtrails in the sky tonight, Wayne?
Oh yeah, man. Man, those chemtrails.
There was like 12 of them.
Yeah, man, they were lighting it up. They were lighting up the sky, man.
You could read the writing. You could read the writing in them.
It said, "Get out, get out."
Tinfoil hats will not protect you.
No, but you know what? I mean, I really. Do you think the story is true? Do you think that they're going to go after Assange? Because
Probably. I mean, he's an easy target. He's low-hanging fruit. All they have to do, Ecuador is having an election if they didn't have it already.
Right.
And the guy's basically running on the premise that he's going to give up Assange. So, I mean, Pompeo's running the CIA. Maybe the CIA's running Ecuador. Who knows? But he's an easy target, I mean, they're not going to go into Russia and get Snowden. Is he still in Russia?
Yeah, he is. Yep.
That'd be the guy to get. I mean, there's a contractor that stole stuff and went to Russia. That guy ought to be executed right next to Bradley Manning. And Bradley Manning ought to have to wear men's clothes when he gets executed. And have a bunch of Tonka trucks around him,
What's his female name? Look, you know what? I was just talking about this earlier today. What is it with the white men in the Liberal Party and in the Democratic Party that are following their fellow male cohorts, Pelosi, Stein, whatever? Listen, we're going to talk about that right when we come back. Why are the liberals going crazy? here on the Wayne Dupree Show. We'll be right back.
So I guess we can talk to RSBN people now.
Yep.
While we're on break, because we got to figure this out, ladies and gentlemen. Please bear with us. We're working a new format here, and trying to figure this thing out. So we're gonna in a couple weeks, you're gonna love it. I mean, it's gonna be so smooth. My studio melted down tonight, Wayne.
I was wondering what happened to your thing.
I had to stop the show after like 19 minutes. It was horrible.
Why is that?
I got it all fixed, but I had virtual audio cables backwards, and it was bad. They couldn't hear the guest, and then they could. It just didn't work. Couldn't hear the clips. And about 20 minutes in, I said, "We're done."
Okay.
Turning it off, waiting for Wayne's show. But it's just the way that goes sometimes. Sometimes it just melts down on you.
Yeah, they're saying that the sound is low here on YouTube, but I think it sounds okay on Spreaker though. So
I don't know. What are they saying on Spreaker? Maybe Brandon could enhance the sound a little bit.
Yeah. Brandon,
a little bit of.
Brandon might need to turn it up a little bit.
So is Tomas on tonight too?
No. Tonight is Eric. Eric is on tonight.
Eric
is on tonight. Yeah.
Give a shout out to Eric in the CRN studios and Brandon operating the RSBN control room. Good evening, guys.
Norway says I need to bring you on a better line.
Who, me?
That's what Norway says.
Is your Skype available?
Nope.
That's where we should be.
Skype and
there is.
Skype and Lucy Live can't run at the same time. Oh, they're coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Wayne Dupree Show. I'm your host, Wayne Dupree, and if you didn't hear what we were talking about, then you weren't listening to RSBN. That's right. We can have a little party while y'all listen to the commercials. Yes, yep, we sure can. And we were talking about everything, but I have co-host Hutch Bailey Jr. along with me right now. Hey, Hutch, again, it seems like the white liberal men, the white men of the Democratic Party, you know how the Democratic Party is trying to destroy the white men? Really?
I absolutely do.
Okay, now. Are they but they don't speak about the Democratic men. Why is that? It seems like. Go ahead.
You look at what's been happening around the country lately, and it's just it's despicable. I mean, you've got a University of Pittsburgh professor out speaking at another college, saying that everything is caused by white men. Everything, it's just all. It's rampant. It's every day you hear something new, and I don't understand. A lot of times, it's being said by little feminized white men.
Yeah, there we go. That's the answer I was looking for.
Their parents brought them up, and oh my God, you can't touch a toy gun, or you can't play cowboys and Indians, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. It's horrible. You can't play football. You can't do this. It was bound to happen, and I'll tell you something. It's a tactic in cultural Marxism. They're doing it on purpose, and it's working.
It is working, but I was like, the white men in the Democratic Party are taking their cues from their male co-workers, Pelosi, Waters, and Feinstein. Yeah,
but the women too. You got to look at the women in the Senate too. Lindsey Graham is like that too. The women in the Senate are.
There's a whole lot of trans in the U.S. government, man.
It's something. And then, last night we're talking about Bill O'Reilly. Now you talk about a war on the white guy, and I'm saying if he did everything they said he did, then boot him. But we're 48 hours in, and this guy's locked, loaded, executed, done, out the door.
Yeah, no.
There isn't a little bit of evidence. I saw a picture of the lady that accused him with Maxine Waters and that lawyer for the women that were accusing McCain. A picture of her, Maxine Waters, and that lawyer. I forget her name. She always comes out whenever the fake accusations, like the women that accused Trump. You know,
oh yeah, those things. Yeah.
Gloria Allred. Gloria Allred. All three of those in the past. So
she's in trouble.
What's that tell you?
She's in trouble too. Gloria Allred's in trouble. She got somebody in California. Somebody in California brought her before the bar. Sure did.
She had a lesbian lawsuit. Did she try to hit on Lindsey Graham? I mean,
man, up is down and
woman cried.
Up is down and down is up, man, in the Congress. But no, but ladies and gentlemen, if we, I mean, I don't think many of us are going to accept the government going after Julian Assange. I really don't. I really don't think that a lot of us are going to accept it because, like I said before, WikiLeaks is just an organization. It's just a vehicle. You know, it's just a vehicle. They aren't bothering anybody. Hey, Brandon, is there some way that you can turn up the volume on your end, please? Thank you. Spreaker says
it's a First Amendment thing. It's a First Amendment thing. You think about it. I mean, if you consider him press, which, I mean, that's what he is, right?
Right.
That's freedom of the press. He didn't steal the stuff.
Right, exactly. Now, if you know the story of Julian Assange, if you know the story of him when he was a teenager, though, he got in trouble with the United States of America. And actually, I kind of feel sorry for him. I do, because...
You know why he got in trouble?
Yeah. Yeah.
That dude's smart. That's
yeah,
a smart
he is
teenager.
Smart. He was smart, and he damaged the United States of America. He saw something that we were doing, that this country was doing, and he put it out there. But the country was doing it.
He hacked into NASA.
Oh yeah,
he hacked into NASA.
Sure did.
As a teenager.
Yep.
With
yeah, I mean it's like it's. I mean, and you know he's been public enemy for the government for a long time. But you go after him, you're gonna have to go after a lot of people. You know, lay off Julian, man. Mike, listen to me, Mike, listen to me. Leave Julian Assange alone. Leave WikiLeaks alone. They're not bothering you. And all the stuff that they're putting out is real. It's factual.
Yeah.
You know,
we need to figure out a way. There has to be a better way to provide government oversight of the CIA, the NSA, all those organizations. They should never be allowed to get away with all that. I mean, there's no way that they should be able to tap into all of our phone calls. That's horrible, man. That's blow up the agency stuff.
Right. No.
And he, you know, but by the same token, if you don't have that, thank God you got people stealing it. You know, maybe we can bring it. I don't know. I'm torn. I really am, Wayne. I'm torn. Because I don't want to be spied on, but I don't want us to get beaten a war over it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. We're getting ready to go to break. We got a hard break coming up right now. You're listening to the Wayne Dupree Show. I'm Wayne Dupree. Hutch Bailey Jr. is my co-host. We're going to answer a couple calls right after we come back. We're talking Julian Assange, what the government is supposed to be doing to him and everything. But, you know, I just hope it doesn't go down that road. Ladies and gentlemen, okay. So, what we got? 10? 20. Okay, so we're going to take calls right after this. Again, you're on RSBN. You can hear the background. On Spreaker, check out those ads and start sharing it for me, please. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Somebody in the chat room said I had Uncle Fester in the studio. No, I want to thank Patricia Parr. That is Vito Corleone.
That's not Vito.
I just wanted to thank. He's a little short, but that is Vito though, the senior. So thank you, Patricia from Texas, for sending that to my PO box. Unfortunately, Big Al had to go upstate. He's up in Leavenworth, so Alphonse is no longer up there. I got a couple troops around Vito just in case anything happens there. I also wanted to thank Susan Jacobs from Illinois. Wayne, she sent me a really nice package. She sent me a Tabac Special Toro Dolce cigar and 10 Swag Black Lavish cigars. They are currently residing in my humidor. Thank you very much, young lady.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want, we have, if you want to give to the show or donate or contribute to the website, the show, and what we are doing on a regular basis, you can go to patreon.com/WD show. I just saw a lady in New Jersey. Thank you for putting that in the RSBN chat room. But again, patreon.com/WD show. That keeps us going. It also gives you access to extra stuff that I put out there that is not on social media. It's stuff that's private for you. I, as a matter of fact, the last one I did was because of that shooting in Cleveland. Now, oh wait, was that the last one I put out there?
Yeah, it was Cleveland. I mean, we cleaned it up for Cleveland over here in Erie, but yeah.
Homeboy was waiting on nuggets. He was waiting on fries.
Fries. Are they going to get the award?
He died over French fries.
Hey, he whacked himself. I mean, he was going to do that anyway.
I think so too.
Those guys, that was in their plans, man. He was going to do that.
But you know what?
He wasn't going to face that.
You know what gets me about that, right? The people that were lying and saying that he ditched his car because he didn't ditch his car. They said that they found the car in the field. It was on social media. He still had his car.
Well, he probably shot himself and then he lost control.
You know.
He didn't shoot himself when he was moving.
I'm glad he's gone, man. I'm glad he's gone.
Oh yeah. Hernandez too, man. Save the taxpayers millions.
I don't know about that, man. There's something crazy about Hernandez. Okay.
I mean, if they kill him,
we're coming back.
But if he.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Wayne Dupree Show. We are your voice for conservative talk. We bring it real talk to real Americans every night, Monday through Friday. That's what we're doing. We don't care how your feelings are going because most of you, we all had the same feelings anyway. We love this country. We support Donald Trump. We don't want to see nothing happen to our military, and we want our families protected. Those are the things. I got my trusty I got my trusty co-host on with me, Mr. Hutch Bailey Jr. How you doing, Hutch?
Doing good. Just glad to be on CRN, RSBN, WCCD, and a plethora of other platforms.
Thank you. I put something out. I'm gonna get to your calls in just a few minutes. Y'all don't go anywhere. I put something out on social media today. And I was reflecting, Hutch. And what I was reflecting about was people fight on Twitter. And it's almost like the new version of West Side Story, Jets and Sharks. You know, you got your two,
yeah.
You got your two factions, Jets and Sharks.
Right.
You know, I want to eliminate America.
You
know, Officer Krumke, you're really a square. You know, kind of like that. And these people, they don't understand. They're in a prison now. I mean, you know, I also am in Twitter too. You know, I use Twitter for myself, but Twitter is like a penitentiary. And when you're fighting, you're in the yard. You're fighting. Nobody on the outside of Twitter knows what you're doing. There are 300 million people living in close to 400 million people living in the United States of America. Is that right?
The 350.
Okay, 350. And two people on Twitter are fighting over nothing. Nothing.
Right.
2 people. Jets and Sharks. Tony. Antonio. You know. Come on, y'all. So, I mean, yeah.
We're gonna work on it. We're gonna work on the sound quality. Just bear with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I ain't worried about it.
We'll work on it.
I ain't worried about it. It'll be fixed. But
yep, we're gonna get it fixed. When he says he don't worry about it, he knows he wants to do it. It's just don't worry about it tonight. We'll get through it.
I ain't worried about it.
But yeah, you're right. You're right. It's
I ain't worried about it.
Twitter's something else, and Facebook. Facebook is more and more becoming a leftist organization. I mean, this Zuckerberg, I'd like to meet him in an alley somewhere. This guy's getting bad.
They are still blocking. They're still blocking my. Dude, I used to get close to maybe 200, 300 shares on stories on Facebook. I can barely clip maybe 36 in a day now. 36.
Right.
36. Facebook. And then, I mean, I got people DMing me on Twitter, contacting me on Twitter. I didn't know if you were still on Twitter. I mean, I'm there every day. I don't see you. None of your stuff hits my timeline. Sorry, I can't do anything. I can't do anything. The only thing that I can ask you to do is check. You know, just check my timeline. You know, but I'm there every day. You know, now I've been on social media and watched this happen before, and then it corrects itself, and then it happened before, and then it corrects itself. So I'm just waiting for it to correct itself again. You know, Christine Bestgen says, "Can you see me, Hutch?" Rosanna says, "I hear them just fine."
I don't know what's going on.
So
some people
that's why I'm telling you.
People...
That's why I tell you I'm not worried about it. We got somebody's calling in that wants to talk about snow. What? Hey, Hutch, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Yeah. When you use this phone system, when you click on the answer, does it go directly? Does it answer them, or do you have to click a couple times?
No, it's like a delay. Then they come in. I just click it and wait for it to come in.
Debbie,
but it don't just. You can't go by what's on the writing though.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
If you look on the board, you look at the board right now. They're all from the same state.
Yeah, no, I saw that. That's why I don't want to say where this caller is calling from because it might not be Ohio. But they want to talk about Snowden, though. Hey, caller, go ahead.
I was from Indiana.
Hey, caller, go ahead.
Yes.
You want to talk about Snowden? You want to talk about Snowden? Go ahead.
Yes, I had a question. As a former veteran, and both of you guys are too, thank you guys for your service. I have one question, and the question is, how does a country stay free? You know, with the information that Snowden was gathered up, how does a country stay free if all that kind of information is being collected on any human being within the side of the United States for the whole life, and they have all that kind of information, and that person wants to run for political office later on, maybe he had a little bit of stuff that he was a little embarrassed about or something like that, but yet at the same time, oh, you got to follow this agenda or else we're going to release this information. So how does a country stay free? How does a country stay free if that kind of stuff is going on? I mean, like you said, the Julian Assange, it's a mess. I mean, the guy, he didn't do nothing wrong. Our country is doing stuff wrong. So how is it? I don't know. I'm trying, you know, as a veteran, I support our military. I support the Congress when I should. Obviously, we got some crooked people in there, but, you know, where's the fine line at?
You know what? I am with you because I've asked that question before because some people have asked me, Wayne, why don't you run for office? And I'll tell you why. And I mean, I'm going to tell y'all point blank why I can't run for office because many of you might think it's something and many of y'all might think, no, I ain't no transgender. I don't have nothing in my background like that, nothing like that. When I was a kid and when I was in elementary school, I used to feel on girls' tushes. I used to feel on their butts. And somebody's going to come and bring that out on me when I'm running for Senate or when I'm running for the House of Representatives, you know, and then that's just going to mess me up. Sexual harassment back in the 70s, you know, whatever. No, but I mean, look, I understand exactly what you're talking about. That's why the Clintons have been able to stay in office for so long, because they know so much about everybody. They know so much about everybody. They have something on. Mostly everybody in the Congress has stink on them. They got stink.
You look at what's happened. You look at what's happened lately. Notice how you haven't heard one single word from Justice Stevens since he criminally allowed Obamacare to stand as the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. You think they don't have something on that guy? You know, you look at these things that are going on. You look at Comey. Comey had a complete knockdown, drag him out, slam dunk, go to prison for the rest of your life and Chelsea's life case against Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton walks, and this dude still has a job. You think they don't have something on him? Not buying it.
Hey, caller, thank you. Thank you for your call. We got
unfortunately,
I think this is California calling in. Hey, California, you were calling in about Brave.
Hey, Wayne, how's it going?
Go ahead. You're live.
Hello.
Okay, he didn't hear us. Let's see. We got Jones. Is this Hi Jones calling in? Is that right?
Yes.
Go ahead. You're live.
How are you doing?
Fine. How you doing?
Well, I was slated to be on your show right now.
There she go. Oh my God.
Kaya Jones calling in. Are
you know what?
Serious?
It didn't say that, Kaya. It did not say that. It said Hi Jones calling in. It did not say Kaya. Ladies and gentlemen, my sister's on the line. Lord Jesus, help me. My sister's on the line, and I'm glad that she's with us right now. We had Kaya Jones on the show a couple of weeks ago, and she was a huge motivation to a lot of the people that were out there listening. And for those that are out on the West Coast that are listening in right now, we have a young lady who came out for Donald Trump. She, might as well say she's international singing star, which she is. And she's also gone solo. And she's also got great news coming out of Las Vegas. But, you know, we'll talk about that a little bit later when that happens. But I'm glad to have Kaya Jones with us here on the Wayne Dupree Show. I love you. How you doing? Sorry about that. Look.
I love you. No, it's all good.
Believe me, this.
It's okay because I was slated for a couple days ago,
yeah,
and I know
Tuesday,
you had emergency. You know, a family emergency. So you've been in my prayers. Everyone's been praying for you. So
thank you.
I hope everything's working out that has been going on.
Yeah, she's afraid to eat right now. Yeah, she's afraid to eat, but that's another story too. Listen, what is going on in the world, Kaya? I mean, just
I wanted to talk to you about what's going on with Christians. That was what I wanted to discuss, was just the fact that I'm really happy that you talk about what you do, because there's not enough of it. I mean, everyone wants to talk about Casey Anthony getting a reality show. If a terrorist attack happens in London with 5 people on a bridge, but somehow 47 Coptic Christians, which is the oldest form of our faith. It was created in 42 AD. So this is the fact that it's just kind of null and void in media right now is just so upsetting to me. So that's something I really wanted to talk to you about.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we're going to talk about it on the other side of the break. It's going to be nonstop for us. You're going to take us out for the show, but we got a hard break coming up right here on the Wayne Dupree Show. Hutch Bailey Jr. is on the line. Kaya Jones. We will be right back.
Hi, Kaya.
Hey.
That is Hutch Bailey Jr., Kay.
I know we talked last time. I'm sorry that you weren't aware that I was calling in tonight.
He actually knew you were calling in because I saw it in the notes, but I thought that since it was so late, I thought you weren't going to call in or something. But
Oh
Hey,
no,
you're
I've
here
been on
now.
the line. I could hear you guys. I could hear everything. I was on the line.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
But you know what?
our system.
The system was. I mean, I see Hi Jones calling in. I was like, Hi Jones. Okay.
And it says Nearaya Crystal, California. You can't trust the
this
text boxes on the.
this.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
well, no, that's my real name. My music name.
Ah. Shh. Don't say that.
Yeah.
Shh.
That's
Well-
okay. That's the name of the album. My album, anyway.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we are. They can't hear us on the radio because they're playing the commercials, but they can. On video on
RSBN
YouTube.
just got scooped.
Say again.
RSBN just got scooped.
What are you talking about?
Just got a scoop.
Oh, Kaya.
A scoop. Yeah.
Yeah.
A news story, man.
Yeah. Yeah. RSBN can listen to us while during the commercials, but for the radio.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, say hi to RSBN, Kaya.
Hi, SBN.
Hey, Linda Hall. Linda Hall from the chat room says that, and she is a strong Christian with a real message about Coptic Christians and our history
And
the horrible persecutions.
Yep.
So they're paying attention.
Oh yeah, they're listening.
Great. It's scary, the world we live in now, huh?
We're coming back.
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Wayne Dupree Show. I'm your host, Wayne Dupree, along with my co-host, Mr. Arch Baylor Jr. I got my sister, my lovely sister, on here tonight, Miss Kaya Jones, formerly of the Pussycat Dolls. She is a Trump supporter. She has been taking it. She's been taking a whole lot of criticism on her move to support Donald Trump, but she has stood tall in the seat, and she is not going anywhere. How you doing, Kay?
I'm good. How are you doing?
All right. Listen, we before the break, we were just talking about how Christians are being persecuted, especially what happened to those Coptic Christians. I think it was last week, right? It was last week.
Well, it was, the first attack happened on Palm Sunday.
Palm Sunday, right.
It was, yeah.
So
it's just crazy.
And I know that
That
it
was
touched.
brutal too.
Yeah, it was brutal. I
It
mean,
did.
Imagine. Well, it was almost like what happened to what's his name, Robert Godwin. These people were just in there. They were just worshiping. They were just doing what they were going to church to do. They weren't bothering nobody.
Wearing Christian religious, clothing that you would recognize if you go to church in the United States.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, boom. Horrible.
Yeah. Someone's mother, father, brother.
I don't know.
Yeah, and something a lot of people
But
don't
somehow
realize.
Christians far away don't affect.
No.
Don't affect. This is lunacy.
Mm-hmm. You were
We're all brothers and sisters.
Kaya, you were talking about Coptic Christians before we went to break. What did you want to say about that?
I think it's, there's a line, and it's so been crossed time and time again, over and over again. And if it's not Coptic Christians in Egypt, it's travelers in Belgium. If it's not travelers in Belgium, it's people walking on the street in London or in Orlando here. It's to a point now where this is a fight against the cross, not against just Christians.
Right.
It's to denounce the cross, which is our faith.
Right.
And
You're right.
I think it's a duty. We have to talk about this. I am Christian. I always say I'm a Jew for Jesus because, that's to me the root of it. It's, Jesus was a Jew, believers in him that were Jewish at that time. What do you call them? They're Jews for Jesus. Bottom line is that I would never go into a synagogue. I would never go into a temple or into a mosque and cause havoc. And the fact that it's being done and we're not discussing it enough and paying attention, because this is the oldest form of our religion as Christians. It started in 42 AD, and if this goes away, if this is something that is robbed from the world's understanding, it's attack on our religion, the cross, and everything. And so to me, I just feel that all Christians need to just be more aware, talk about it more amongst ourselves, talk about it in media, and shed light on what's going on. Even though it is far away, they are part of it. We are all together. We're all united, and it's imperative that we show what's going on, which is what I had posted the video of inside of the church where the 47 Christians were bombed. A lot of people saw the outside of that was a different church, same but in Egypt, and that was done a few hours beforehand outside him entering. So everyone's seen that footage. But I posted on my page. Andre Soriano was kind enough, who made the Make America Great address for Joy, kind enough to send it to me. And I said, I have to post this. And I just feel that more people need to see the reality of what was done. And you know, the pastors and the people involved and worshiping on a holy day, knowing that church would be packed on that day.
They knew it.
Forcing Egypt to not be able to celebrate, not only due to the fact that they were in mourning of people that they knew that they had lost, but also because in fear of being attacked. Easter was not celebrated this year in Egypt for our beginning of our doctrine, and it's imperative that we do pay attention, because when does it really end? It will never end until we do something about it and say it's wrong and this is lunatic. And I just don't understand why it's like not even really seen. No one's talking about it anywhere. When is it going to be Christians here?
You know, when I was growing up, I never thought that this could happen. It never entered my head that we as Christians would be attacked like this or overseas like this. I never saw it in my head. I never thought about it. And never, nothing. But the more that I see it now, it's almost like we're being sacrificed. You know what? I'll say it. Somebody on social media said it's almost like we're being exterminated. Well, you know, and
you know
what I'm saying.
It says in Book of Revelation, it talks about this. You know, this is we're there.
The thing is, a lot of people don't understand. The United States government under Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton facilitated this when they took out Hosni Mubarak and allowed Mohammed Morsi of the Muslim Brotherhood to take over Egypt. People don't realize, when you say Coptic Christian, they don't understand what that is. They burned down a cathedral in Cairo that traced its roots all the way back to disciples, man, all the way back to Paul.
Right.
This was literally his church. He was the pastor, and they burned it down under Barack Obama's Mohammed Morsi, and they went around to Christians' houses, and they spray painted the doors so they'd know which houses to come back to get the Christians out of there. And until El-Sisi came out and deposed Mohammed Morsi, they were exterminating Christians. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's been going on for a long time. I mean, I have a cross on my wrist, and I got the cross on my wrist for my own moment of an above aha, right? That was the beginning of me going, this is time for me to be born again and all of the above, and I chose my wrist. I have met Coptics that have informed me, which is another thing I posted on Twitter, that between the ages of 3 and 5, if you are in the Middle East and you're a Christian and you're Coptic, they actually tattoo a cross on the wrist, because it's not something that can be hung in your home, shown or worn. But if they choose to reveal themselves, it's a cross on their wrist. It's also how they identify with one another without speaking about it. This is like crazy that you have to be in hiding of your love of God and how you choose to honor him, because it's under attack.
Right.
Because if they can denounce and tear down the cross and try to keep us from our faith, it's won. But no matter what, no matter how many churches they want to burn, hurt, blow up, the body is the temple and Christ is in it.
Right.
So they can think that that's affecting us, but the bottom line is the same way that Coptics hold that cross on their wrist. It is that important to know that once you have Christ in your life, he's within you. And it doesn't really matter if they want to hurt and harm everything around us. He's already won.
If God be for us, who can be against us? You know, we're all as Christians we're all taught that. You know, no matter and I use that on a regular basis. You know, that's why nobody can really bother me with a whole lot of junk on social media and whatnot, because you live by the word, you use the word, and you know, hey, if God be for me, who can be against me? There's nothing stronger than that.
Or greater is he that is within you than he that is within the world.
Right. Yep.
Which is saying it right there, exposing, knowing that the world is treacherous, but if he is within you, they've already lost.
That's right. That's true. That is so true. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to my sister Kaya Jones here on the Wayne Dupree Show. Kaya, how can people reach out to you on social media?
At Kaya Jones, Kaya Jones. If you go to my .com, KayaJones.com, you can find all my social media, but it's all at Kaya Jones on Twitter, at Kaya Jones on Instagram, Kaya's Music on Facebook. You'll be able to find me and talk to me about it. I love to talk about this, so please share and correspond with me because it's important to me.
How about next time you just co-host the show with us? How's that? For the whole hour.
I would love that.
For the whole hour, okay? You co-host it.
Oh my gosh, I get to talk about all that fun stuff I hear you guys talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, yeah, you know what?
That would be an honor.
Let's do that.
You
Let's
let me
do
know
that.
anytime.
Hutch, right? You.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. Kaya, why don't you tell the listeners about the national anthem?
Oh, wait, hold on. Kaya, we're getting ready to roll out now. So, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that, but
just go to my page and it'll show
Catch her
it. Don't
online,
worry.
you'll
We'll
see
talk
it.
about it next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kaya, we'll get you on to co-host with us for the whole hour next time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome. Just let me know.
We'll be right back.
Whoops.
Actually,
it's live. Things happen. People don't realize.
Actually, we won't be back. Hey, Eric. We I mean, I've got to know a whole lot earlier now, because with the ending coming up, the music that was playing sounded like an outtake. So when I told everybody we would be right back, it sounded like we were going to a commercial, and we still got like 2 minutes to go.
They still love you. It's okay, and they'll forgive it.
But
you're going through a lot right now, so you know what I mean. And you had technical issues today too. So everyone will forgive it. It's okay to have an off day. One day is okay.
All right, Eric. I'll talk to you a little bit.
All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the show. Kaya was so graceful, and I really appreciate y'all. Thank you for understanding. Kaya, I love you. Thank you so much. I gotta talk to this.
I love you too.
I gotta talk to this phone guy, because this is crappy right now, right, Hutch? This is crappy. This is really crappy.
We gotta do something. Yeah, we gotta do something.
We're paying for it.
Hey,
so.
RSP, go on Kaya's website, download the national anthem. Some of the proceeds go to veterans.
Right.
I'm going to cut my camera.
All of the proceeds, 100% of them.
Ooh, there you go. God bless America.
So
God bless you too, Kaya.
AK, I love you. I'll talk to you. Let's see, what's today? Thursday. I'll talk to you over the weekend. I'll call you over the weekend. Okay.
Sounds awesome. Have a good night.
All right, now. Bye bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to roll up out of here. Hutch, how can people reach out to you on social media? Hutch is gone. You can contact him on Berg's Eye View, on Twitter. You can contact and also go to his website, steelcityresistance.blogspot.com. You can also check me out at waynedupree.com. Check out my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all that stuff. Just type in Wayne Dupree Show. If you want to support the show, go to Patreon.com/WD show. Hey, Brandon, thanks a lot. You can take us out. Y'all have a great night. We'll be back in the house tomorrow night, 9:00 p.m.
See you.